goods. 15 and 17 was all over the field. Both of them are sophomores. They've got athletic. They're athletic. I think both of them can play on the next level with more development. So very, very pleased with them a lot. I mean, you think about it. We had Christian, safety, Blake, at the nickel, Ethan Isbell at the other state is sophomore, 2 sophomore outside backers. That's 5. You're rolling with those guys. That's the core of your defense. And then you're playing you're playing Coos at linebacker that's never played there, and then you're playing a freshman. So you're really happy with those kids. And so we get the McCombs kid back hopefully this week in an abbreviated role probably, and then the following next week he could. He finds his way back onto the field as a starter, gives us a lot more options on this defensive football team. And he's a sophomore. So, so we're excited to get him back, too. I can just tell you that's going to be big for our defense, too. So we're heading in the right direction.
All right, we're going to take a timeout here. When we come back, we'll take a look at quite a few plays from that big win against Center Point. Coach is trying to wrestle 220 this year, so he's got onion rings drenched in ranch here. See if he can get on Coach Hufford's 220 heavyweight.
I'm going to him on the break, too.
We're going to let him eat a little bit on this break, too. Stick around. We'll be right back. Again, we got a lot of plays to look at, a lot of replays that we're going to check out from last week's win, 2 weeks ago's win against Center Point. And, of course, we'll talk about the game and the road trip to Eufaula. Stick around as the Rush Probe Show continues here on the River Sports Network.
When you're a Win South customer, we're with you all the time. Through the workday, into game day, dinner time, all the time. So now is the time to choose Win South. We're with you. Convenience, security, service. It's what we do. Win South. We own it.
Good call or bad call, officials always have the final say in sports. And at Alpha Insurance, we know it's important for you to have the final say on your insurance plan. You can trust us to protect what's most important to you. Alpha Insurance, always a good call. In Pell City, call me, Jim Wilson, at 205-884-3470. Or stop by our office at Martin Street South next to Dairy Queen.
When North meets the South, deliciousness happens. At Herb's Barbecue and Pizza Pub in Riverside, we offer a wonderful dining experience with delicious food, affordable pricing, and a family-oriented atmosphere. Come taste for yourself Herb's slow-cooked barbecue. Try the pizza, the wings, and especially Zena's signature sides. Herb's Barbecue and Pizza Pub, or dine-in or takeout. Like us on Facebook for hours, menu, and more. Herb's Barbecue and Pizza Pub, the man, the meat, the legend.
Are you tired of waiting days or even weeks to see your doctor? Introducing Elixir Health, where quality healthcare meets convenience. We believe everyone deserves personalized attention and timely medical care. From preventative care to chronic disease management, we offer a wide range of services including hormone replacement therapy, IV infusions, weight loss, and DOT physicals. Join the growing number of satisfied patients who have chosen Elixir Health. Your healthier future starts here.
Fields Gossett Realty is your local full-service real estate agency and has been a proud sponsor of Panther Athletics for over 40 years. And at Fields Gossett, helping you with all your property needs and giving back to the community is our winning combination. For more info, visit fieldsgossett.com for listings, agents, and tips for buying and selling. Fields Gossett, your community partner in the real estate business.
On the edge of town, there stands an old factory. The townspeople don't speak of what went on there, but everyone knows. To get out alive, you don't have to run fast, just faster than your friends.
The Food Barn in Raglan offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglanFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Raglan.
Hello everyone, this is Brent Bunton from Holly Automotive in Pell City, Alabama. We are a family-owned and operated local independent dealership. We have local credit union financing available, and we also offer extended warranties. And we also have Carfax report on every vehicle. If you're in the market to buy, sell, or trade, please come see me, Brent Bunton, at Holly Automotive on the corner of Florida Road and Old Coast City Road. Be sure to like and follow our Holly Automotive page on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Rush Probe Show here on 94.1 FM The River and the River Sports Network, as we do it live every Tuesday. We go live about 7 o'clock or so, Facebook Live, and all kinds of good stuff to talk about this week, obviously, with Pell City's big win against Centerpoint, 24-16. First win for Coach Rush Probst at Pell City High School. And we got a bunch of clips we want to look at from that game specifically. Coach, you done eating those onion rings? All right, want to make sure.
I'm going to get Jill to go eat some more.
All right, we get Miss McCombs to get some more onion. He needs some more ranch, too, if you're going up there. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is Caleb Gross's 25-yard touchdown run. We're going to look at the wide shot and then also the tighter shot as well. If you'll break this down for us here, just a great play by number 4.
Ran counter option to the field. He reverses his field, comes back across the grain, and he's an athlete being an athlete. I mean, there's no design to that. I mean, they had to play stop. Well, it wasn't a counter option. It was straight option, what we call Oakland. And he just, they don't pursue the backside. They're overplaying it, and they hit him in the backfield. He spins out of it and then reverses the field. Let me tell you something. Caleb Gross, to me, and I'm going to tell Coach Freeze this tonight, and I'm going to tell Napier at Florida, and I'll tell them all. He is the best kept secret maybe in this state. That kid not being developed in the last 3 years, I mean, had no development, zero development in the weight room, no speed enhancement, no flexibility training, nothing like that. And in practice, the way they practiced, it wasn't advantage for him either. So I think the kid has a legitimate shot to play big-time D1 football. He's faster than you think he is. He's strong as an ox. He has explosiveness because he can jump, high jump, 6'6". If they can finish second to state. So I think the kid can play big-time football, and I'm not sure where yet. I don't think he'll clock a real fast 40, but I think his 40 will improve. I think he'll be a legit high 4.5s eventually. I think he's probably in the high 4.6s right now. He's fast enough, though, and he's explosive, as you can see, because he can run through you, around you, run away from you, so there's not a lot he can't do. I think he's a big-time player.
Oh, we're not done watching clips of number 4 from that Friday night either. All right, the next one is the 26-yard field goal by Jake Blackstone as the time was expiring, and I thought the discipline of the offense getting off the field, special teams getting on, and matter of fact, if you'll roll it, watch number 4. Caleb Gross, see him right in the middle. He's directing his offense. Get off. Here comes special teams. Yep. Break that down as time literally was expiring, hitting that field goal.
What we call red field goal. Red field goal. And they know we worked this in practice several times in fall camp. And we can do it in about 12 seconds. So I think when the play was being run, there were 21 seconds. I don't remember what the time was when he got tackled, but I think it's right around the 15-second mark, maybe. Maybe y'all know. But Jake getting out there and, Ethan and the snapper and going to go to him regardless. And we did, and it worked out for us. But he looked the safety off a little bit, and Nikita threw a perfect ball. He can throw a downfield ball now. And Caleb can definitely beat you. So, you know, we probably don't do that enough. You know, we got a plan going forward, I think, to help us with all that. So, go ahead and take some more shots from downfield as the year goes on.
All right, the next one, Jordan Perry. We were talking about him earlier, and this is a dream come true. See him at the bottom of the screen here. What's his call?
Yeah, it's a boundary blitz. He avoids the guy cutting him and sacks the quarterback. Just a great job out of an athlete that really not experienced in playing football. I mean, he's played other sports, but this is his sport now. You know, he's really going to be a good football player. I think another Division I player that can play on the next level at a high level. Because that kid right there, he don't know a lot of football. So as he gets better at being a football player and spending a good off season, now look, I want him to play other sports. I do. But he's gonna make his money, you know, in football. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, he's a kid that he can help us win in other sports. There's no doubt. Mm-hmm. But that kid right there can play the game of football. He's gonna be really good down the road.
And just a play or two after that, Jaden Elston. We were just talking about Jaden during the break. Big Jaden, big number 90, coming in and making a tackle here.
Yeah, they go bullet motion and run a little quarterback draw. He gets off the block and body slams it over in the turf. And, you know, Jaden just got to get in shape. You know, he had that knee surgery in the last week of July, and it's taking him. He missed a lot of fall camp, and when he did, you know, he just lose that fall camp. I mean, that's tough. So it's just taking him this long to get there. But he's another one who's going to be a really good football player. He's got his, you know, he's a junior. He's got to continue to improve his, you know, his conditioning, and he will. And once he loses probably 30, 35 pounds in the offseason, gets around that 300 mark, maybe the 290 mark, you know, he'll feel better, number one. But I tell people all the time, not only are you going to feel better and be a better football player, it's also better for your life long term to be sub 300 than it is over 300. So I tell people that all the time. You know, this is sort of morbid, but I'll say it anyway. But you see a lot of old people, and you see a lot of big people, but you don't see a lot of old big people. So I tell people all the time, you know, you know, when you're sitting there at that 340, 350 range, I mean, you got to get south of that and be in better condition. And we'll spend a lot of time on that in off season. There's no doubt. I mean, we'll have a nutrition plan for some of them, and now some of them, most of them, want to add weight. I mean, that's the key. I mean, you want to add weight to a ton of them, but he's one that you want to cut some weight, and he's far, and he knows that's what he's got to do to be a really good player.
All right, let's look at a few more clips. We were talking about Trey Kuziaski. I think there's about 8 minutes left in the ball game or so. The Center Point was trying to make it a 1 point or 1 possession ball game. Had it deep in our own territory, and Kuz just makes a fantastic play right here.
Oh yeah, he can run in the field, and he just breaks on the ball, bats it away instead of sitting back and letting him catch it, then tackle. I mean, the kid he's a smart kid, a high character kid, good student, everything. And that he just makes the big time play right there. This time, in a few weeks, once he plays the position more, he would be able to pick six that. You know, he'll undercut it and drive on it. And as defensive coaches say all the time, you'll hear him say, drive on the ball, drive on the ball. And I think once he learns to do that, he'll be able to get his hands on it and go the other way with it.
All right, a couple more clips.
Big heavies right there leaning on a little bit, and it's really good for them. As you can tell up front, got some good movement right there. I mean, not great, but they maintain blocks on that time, and that, you know, that puts it away really for them. I mean, it doesn't put it completely away because it's an 8 point game. You know, now they got to score and go for two to tie it to put it in overtime. So we still had to come back and play, but that was a big run and a great job with the O-line.
One more, you know, we talked about Caleb Gross, number 4, and we've got one. I think this is early in the ball game. Just the athleticism at receiver, and he keeping the toes in bounds up here top.
Oh, it's a great throw and it's a great catch. It's just a back shoulder. It ain't back shoulder. It's really what we call a comeback off Y-cross. And he stretched out and kept his feet in, and as you can tell right here, I think he got them both in. Only got to have one in. But he drives the DB, turns back. That's been a signature route in our offense, my offense, for 23 years. That's probably, if you go back and you look at, all right, what's Rush Probst's bread and butter, that would be one of them. It's the curl comeback at 17 back to 15. And I don't care if you do know what's coming, it's hard to stop because we'll throw enough go balls on you that you got to play the go ball. You got to play the post ball. Then you got to play what we call the comeback ball. And if you can perfect those three things, that you can throw the deep go ball, the deep post ball, then the shutdown comeback ball like that. I mean, you're asking a DB, he better be really good to defend all that. And Caleb starting to perfect all three of them.
And then final clip we'll look at. I love this clip right here. End of the ball game, and you've got the student section and the players, the Panther pit. You see them there, and just having a good time. Been a long time since we've seen that on the field at Pete Ridge Stadium.
Man, that's what it's all about, man. I love our students. They come up to me today in the lunchroom, and Mr. Fields' kid, I love him. He was painted up good, and you got a kick out of that. But they're figuring ways to get to Eufaula, but that's what it's all about. When kids can have fun and experience that feeling, that's going to get catchy, and they're going to like it more, and they're going to get, and then all of a sudden you start feeling good about yourself. Then the next thing is playoffs, and you get in the playoffs, you feel good, and when you get in the playoffs, you start advancing deeper, and you start playing on Thanksgiving, you start playing, listening to Christmas music as you're getting ready to play football. I mean, those things are. I've been to places and I've heard Mama say, "Coach, what am I going to do with Thanksgiving? We've always had Thanksgiving dinner." I said, "Well, you know what? Your son is probably a college player, and you know what he's going to do for Thanksgiving the next 4 years? He's going to be practicing football. And they may get him some turkey and dressing on Thanksgiving, but he's not going to be with you. He's going to be with his team because, the rivalry weekend, is there. It's Alabama-Auburn week. Georgia Tech, Florida State, big games, but it's also in high school football. It's usually the quarterfinal round. It has been the second round in Georgia some, when I was over there because we played much deeper over there in December. But in Alabama, this year is the quarterfinal round, and we got a December 1st semifinal and a December 8th championship round. And, I like it. I wish it was another week. I mean, I'm an advocate of having 2 open dates. So really this year I wish our championship date was on the 15th or 16th on that Saturday of December. To me, that's a lot better, I mean, I just wish we could get the second open date, and I think it'd be safer for kids and staff and just a lot more healthier. I got used to the 2 open dates in Georgia, and I think the way they do things scheduling wise is probably more conducive than what we do here in Alabama. And so hopefully there can be some change coming towards that in the future to be able to do that. So.
Hey, Tiffany, can you roll that clip with the Panther pit and the players? Watch number 90. Watch Elston right at the right in the fence line. Hold on, he's coming here somewhere. Hey, here he comes. Watch him. Watch this move. Oh, that's sweet right there. Look at him going.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that until we played it last time.
I'm telling you now, he's athletic.
Yeah.
Jay Nelson is an athletic kid now, and he's happy. Very likable young man and very popular student, and he's got a good future ahead of him. We hope, and just got to get him in the best position to be the best football player he can be.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, we will talk about the big game coming up this Friday. Long trip, 6-hour round trip. Not including the football game and everything. So it's going to be a haul for Panther fans and the Panther team, and we'll talk to Coach about where they're going to stay and meals and all that good stuff on this long road trip that's coming up, taking on Eufaula this Friday. Stick around. The Rush Probst Show continues here on 94.1 FM The River and the River Sports Network.
Since 1903, the name Union State has represented a commitment to reliable service for generations of valued customers. And with over 150 years of combined experience, our staff at Union State Insurance looks forward to serving you and your family for generations to come with superior value and friendly service. Call me, Drew Alexander, at Union State Insurance, 205-884-1670, or on Facebook, Union State Insurance.
Looking for a little more comfort in your life? Don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. And at Allen Service Company, they'll show you the full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems. Turn to the experts at Allen Service Company, where financing is available, subject to credit approval. Call 205-338-2311, 205-338-2311, or visit online at allenservicecompany.com.
Let Heritage South Credit Union tackle your financial needs. Heritage South Credit Union offers the lowest rates on auto loan purchases and refinancing. Our Premium Rewards checking account offers a higher interest rate for balances up to $15,000 with no minimum balance and no monthly maintenance fees. All you have to do is use your account. Join today at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, equal opportunity lender.
Great food and great variety. It's City Market Grill and Buffet in Pell City. A great selection of meats, fish, vegetables, desserts, and the largest salad bar in the county. And of course, it's all you can eat. The City Market Grill and Buffet in the Walmart Shopping Center in Pell City. Check out their Facebook page for times and prices. City Market Grill and Buffet.
Hillgrove Funeral Home, since 1908, providing families with exceptional, compassionate care, where they believe that funerals and memorial services should be as unique as the individuals they honor. From traditional services to the celebration of life, pre-planning services, add a very personal touch with the life story, and so much more. See Mitch Barty and the staff at Hillgrove Funeral Home or call 205-338-3341.
Hey Panther Nation, it's April at Merle Norman Cosmetics, and I'm excited to introduce you to our new venture, Blush Boutique. You already know about the amazing skincare and color cosmetics that we offer, but what you may not know is that we also have clothing, handbags, jewelry, and Panther Game Day t-shirts. Shop local and come visit the new Blush Boutique at Merle Norman. We are located at 1915 Cogswell Avenue in historic downtown Pell City.
Looking to break free with internet that will not hold you back? Only Hargray offers the fastest internet in town with unlimited data as well as local service and tech support. Try Hargray stress-free with no contracts and a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you want speed, reliability, and great value, call 205-350-9885. Go to hargray.com for more and switch to Hargray today.
Welcome back to the Rush Probst Show here on 94.1 FM The River and the River Sports Network, as we've got Rush Probst and the Pell City Panthers taking the road to Eufaula. And, Coach, man, we couldn't get a game in Mobile or somewhere further. How did – I don't know, and I had it asked to me several times this week, was this a Coach Lee, a Coach Mask scheduling? I mean, you came in too late, obviously. Where did this come in, this game?
Coach Mask.
All right, Coach. I'm guessing his ties down in South Alabama.
No, I just don't think he could find anybody. I think that I think he looked, but couldn't. A lot of times Game 5s are non-region games in Alabama, which I don't understand that either. Didn't like it when I was here before. Don't like it now. You don't know how to play it. I mean, no. They count they count as designated counter games, and at Alabama. So your game 1, 2, 5, 10 count as tiebreakers, in a region that could end up in a 3-way tie or 4-way tie, whatever. That what decides it. So I mean, obviously head-to-head's first, but in a 3-way tie, these games do matter. But I think the only rationale to me about it is it allows you to have some matchups, like Thursday night you got Clay and Thompson playing. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a heck of a football game. And, Clay Chalkville and I think it's the elite 6A program in this state if Sarah Land is one or the other. And then we know Thompson's the elite team, so they'll square off. And really, Clay had them beat last year, should have beat them. Mm-hmm. And then got Mountain Brook and Vestavia. So I would imagine Steve looked for someone of a rivalry. And you think about it around here, who would that have been for Pell City that's not in your region? So, y'all name somebody. I don't know who else is a rivalry. You could say Welborn in the day, but they're a 3A school now. And so, who else would it be? So I think you ran into that.
Yeah, already got them. Got Leeds, got Moody, got Springville, all those on the schedule already.
You want one marquee matchup. Eventually, here we'll get to some out-of-state games, big-time games, and ESPN involved and stuff like that for our games and stuff. But we got to do a lot to our stadium and get our facilities right before we can do that. But with Eufaula, it's a unique deal. I coached there from 93, 94, 95, 96, left there in 97. Early 97, really late 97 to be honest with you. Courtney Upshaw going back home. So I'll run into people there Friday night that I hadn't seen in 25 years, and I think some of them reached out already. So that's going to be interesting. And, Jernigan, their head coach, brother, played for me. I remember when Coach Jernigan was a great player at Troy, went on to the NFL, just coaching them. So there is some ties there. The facility there I helped design was part of the master plan for the stadium, and because the stadium used to be in town. So that we flew around all over looking at facilities to get that built, and then of course I left, and then they started building it 3 or 4 years after that. But to me, it's not a long trip. I know it is because y'all are used to a different deal. Coming from Georgia, if you wasn't traveling 4 or 5 hours, that was the trips now because, to go from Moultrie, Georgia to northeast Gwinnett County on a Friday night, man, you're talking 4.5, 4:45 to 5 hour trips. So it's less than that. So, I think we can be there in roughly 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. So we'll leave on Thursday and go down. We'll get to the hotel. We're leaving at 1:30, and we'll get to the hotel at 3:30. We'll check in. Kids will have an hour to just go to the room and relax, and then we'll get them on a bus and bus back to the Auburn's football facility, and we will be able to watch Auburn practice a little bit. I don't think Hugh's going to let us watch the whole thing, but he'll let us get a taste of it, and then we'll practice right after they're done, and then from there we'll do a walkthrough of the facility, like a tour, to see everything that they have there at Auburn, which is really, really nice. The architects there and the things they built at Auburn are just really unbelievable, to be honest with you. And I think that our kids will see that, and gives kids, it opens their eyes to, man, this is unreal. They really have this kind of stuff. The floating beds, the cryotherapies, the car wash. What is a car wash? So kids at Auburn, when the players walk off the field, they walk under, they take their pads off, and they walk through a car wash type thing, and it rinses and sanitizes them, and it cools their body down and gets all the grass and the sweat and all that stuff, just walking through this spray mist. And then the stuff's laying there, and and then of course they got managers and all that to pick that up. Then when they walk out of that, they're clean. So then they walk down into a pool that's from here to back wall, and it's like 35 degrees, like ice baths. So every day, that thing is regulated to a temperature, so they walk into it up to above their chest, right around their sternum or higher, and they walk through it. You know, they can stay in it 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever. Most of them stay anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. Brings their body temperature down. You know, because when your body, after practice, believe it or not, your legs are bleeding. They're bleeding. The small little capillaries in your body, the things that build lactic acid, you know, is still expanding because of the stress you put on your body. Well, what ice bath does is it freezes that. And it freezes the blood and sends it to the center part of your body, and then it flushes back out, and that sort of keeps the lactic acid from building up, and it refreshes your body. So it's really neat. Then they get out of that, they come out of that, then they walk into a normal shower that's unbelievable, anything you've ever seen. I don't think you got to do anything. It washes for you. And they get that done, and then, man, they walk out and into their locker room that's like walking into something you'd see from science fiction. I mean, it's Star Wars type things inside the locker room, and, you know, they're clean, they're dressed in Auburn gear, and they can sit and recline in their locker and take a nap, or their phones being charged. They've got their LED lights. They've got everything you need in that locker is sitting right there. They can push a button, and practice video comes up that was just on the field.
Wow.
So they can sit there and get an early look. Well, I want to see what I did during the inside period. So you scroll down, hit inside period, or the receivers hit one-on-ones, and they're sitting there watching it. This guy may be watching inside. This guy may be watching 7-on-7. The quarterback may be going through his reads. And so the kids are sitting there watching all that stuff before they even go eat. Then they go eat, and then obviously after that they go into film study and all that kind of stuff. So it's a neat deal. I want our players to experience it and see it, you know, and have the desire that Auburn's not the only people that have that. And so it'll be a good trip. And then we'll get back to the hotel and eat around 8 o'clock. And put them to bed and get them up Friday and go through our normal day deal. And I think being on the road, not being in school, you know, we'll have 2 separate walkthroughs. We'll have several meetings, video, plenty of rest. We'll eat breakfast at 9. We'll eat lunch at 12:15, and we'll eat pregame at 3:15. And then we'll get on our charter bus at 3:35 and head to Eufaula. It's about an hour drive down, and we'll get there about 4:35, 4:40, and then get ready to play.
Coach, you've always got Johnny know-betters. When you were talking about the situation with why would a player need to come off a field and have a pre-wash, I immediately thought about the problems that college locker rooms and NFL locker rooms have with staff, and how a staff infection can break out and infect players. But talking about your trip down, you're also coming on the heels of your first win. Then you've got the bye, where your team's going through that dynamic, and then you also have a lengthy road game against a non-region opponent. So you got several factors going on there that kind of, I want to know what your take is in terms of making sure your guys are ready and haven't let any of those other things be a negative as opposed to a positive.
Well, the thing about it is, I told our players this on Sunday when they came in, and I told them this 2 weeks ago. You know, I put up, after we lost to Clay on Sunday, I put up 27 days. And I said these 27 days will transform our season. If you buy into what we're doing, these 27 days, you'll come out on the back end of that, you know, winning some games and being a lot better football team. So the first thing I asked him, I said, 27 days from now, y'all play Oxford High School. And this was on September 10th. So September 10th, I said, who you'd rather beat than anybody? Well, they all raised their hand, Oxford. I said, okay. So you want to beat Oxford, all right. Well, you can't beat Oxford unless you beat Center Point. And you can't beat Oxford if you don't beat Eufaula. So I've made this Eufaula trip more of a do-or-die win situation for us, because I don't think all of a sudden the week you play Oxford, you just wave a magic chance to go on the road and play it.